Live from WTVG Toledo, this is 13 ABC Action News.
And we have breaking developments into our newsroom in just the last few hours. A man has been charged in the deaths of the two Toledo firefighters killed in the line of duty on Sunday.
This as the community once again spends most of the day mourning and paying tribute to Stephen Mashinsky and James Dickman. But first, these breaking details. Toledo police arrest the owner of the building where the two firemen died on Sunday. The man you see here, Ray Abou-Arab, was arrested this afternoon. He faces 2 counts of arson and 2 counts of aggravated murder, according to Toledo Municipal Court documents.
13 ABC's Amy Montgomery live downtown with the very latest. Amy?
Well, Diane Lee, there isn't a lot of information being released right now about what led up to this arrest, but as you mentioned, the owner of that North Toledo building where 2 firefighters were killed has been arrested. Now go ahead and take a look again. This is 61-year-old Ray Abou-Arab. He was arrested today by Toledo police. Investigators say he's suspected of using an ignitable liquid inside the garage of that building on Magnolia. Now he's facing 2 counts of aggravated murder and 2 counts of aggravated arson. Now, according to court documents, Abou-Arab entered the storefront, and immediately after he left, a tenant noticed a wall on fire. Now, Privates Steve Mashinsky and Jamie Dickman responded to that fire on Sunday and never made it out of the building. Now, again, there's still a lot of information about this arrest that we don't know. We're still waiting on comment from the fire department, Toledo Police, and the city of Toledo. But the owner of that building, he was on the scene on Sunday, and so was 13 ABC's Sean Haggerty. And Sean, what do you remember from the scene?
Yeah, I pretty vividly remember quite a bit from that day, but I remember seeing Abou-Arab out there drinking coffee, very calm, very matter of fact, and his building was burning down and didn't see a lot of panic on his face, just continued to drink his coffee and walk around and talk to different people, but very vividly remembered seeing him there. And we have video at the scene. Now, the video you're looking at right now is after Private Mashinsky and Dickman were pulled out of the building. Again, this is Sunday afternoon. Earlier, he had answered a few of our questions all off camera. We had asked him how many units were in the building. We had asked him if people had gotten out okay. All his answers, again, very matter of fact, were very a casual conversation. Again, just drinking his coffee while his apartments and his business there were on fire. He stayed on that scene for quite a while. Again, the criminal charges mention going in and out of the garage. They mention Abou-Arab going in and out of the garage, which coincides with the story that some people living in that building told me on Sunday.
I heard the garage door go open, which is typical because I'm the landlord coming over and going in and out. And then I heard it shut. My dog started barking, and I looked up, and I'm like, and there was flames, just flames.
And again, part of that story is also mentioned in the criminal complaint at this point. So you could hear the neighbors were already talking about that scenario of hearing the garage door open and close. At that point, we didn't know what it had to do with the case. As you're starting to see from police and investigators right now, that may have played a big role in this case. Again, if in fact these charges are true, that watching the scene there on Sunday as this all unfolded. Certainly, as more information unfolds here at the Public Safety Building, we'll let you know. Reporting live in downtown Toledo, Sean Haggerty, 13 ABC Action News.
And we are following these new developments in tonight's Blade briefing. Taylor Dungeon of the Toledo Blade joins us with what she has learned so far tonight on top of this from the get-go today. And Taylor, the suspect was arrested today. When did that happen, and then what happened next?
The suspect was arrested today at 2:20 p.m. Formally at the safety building. He was booked into the Lucas County Jail about an hour later. I'm told that he was arrested, actually taken into custody at his home in Oregon. He is going to be arraigned Monday morning in Toledo Municipal Court, probably around 9 a.m. So that's really the next step. There's not a whole lot that's going to happen over the weekend as far as court proceedings go.
Now, I understand police recovered evidence during a search warrant. When did that happen, and do you know what they found?
We are told that 3 search warrants were executed yesterday. One at his home in Oregon, the scene of the fire, and at his vehicle. Now, officials won't tell us what was seized or how they analyzed it or what they deduced from analyzing it. Only to say that is what helped them really zero in on this suspect.
And were you able to talk to the family of the suspect?
Ignacio Messina went to the suspect's home today, and the family did decline to comment. The suspect, of course, was not there. He was already in custody, probably already being questioned by detectives at that point. So no comment from his family at this point.
And Privates Mashinsky's and Private Dickman's family, when were they told about this arrest?
Private Mashinsky's family was notified earlier today. At what point, I'm not entirely sure, but I do know from speaking with another one of my colleagues, Roberta Redfern, she talked to Mayor Collins, and the mayor is actually still in Sandusky waiting for the family to finish the burial for Private Dickman so he can let them know that charges have been filed and an arrest has been made.
Now, you were there on Sunday, too. What did some of the residents of the apartment building tell you? We heard from Sean. One woman talked about the garage opening. You heard that same story, right?
Yeah, we were told the same story. The garage door went up, and then, you know, like they said in the court documents, they believe he went into the garage, was there for about a minute. He left, and then, you know, a resident noticed that a wall was on fire, and that's when the call of the fire went into the Toledo Fire Department. And
people were inside that building when the fire started, right?
Yeah, the suspect had told another one of our reporters that it was a 6-unit apartment building. So how many people were inside exactly, I'm not sure, but we do know there were numerous people inside the building, and firefighters actually believed there were people still inside the building when they responded to the scene on Sunday.
All right, Taylor Dungeon from The Blade, thanks for your contributions to this coverage, and we'll watch for your reports in The Blade and online at ToledoBlade.com.
All right, we continue once again to follow breaking news tonight. In case you are just joining us, a man has been arrested, charged in the deaths of the 2 Toledo firefighters.
And this fire broke out at a North Toledo home on Sunday.
It happened in the 500 block of Magnolia in near North End. 13 ABC continues live team coverage from the scene tonight. Melissa.
All right, Leah and Diane, I am at the corner right in front of the property where the fire occurred. And if you can see right behind me, the fire investigators are still in the back of the building. They've got it cordoned off. They have it protected by police. That is where the fire started. And we tragically lost 2 of our firefighters in this area. Now, Billy Peterson, you are a landlord in this area. Are you at all surprised that charges have now been brought against this particular landlord who's right across the street from your property here?
Yes, I'm very surprised because I've been knowing Ray approximately 15 to 16 years. I've been occupying and owning the buildings over here across the street. And he's just been such a friendly, family, well-oriented guy. For him to stick his neck out to do something like that and not think about consequences of who you could hurt or what could happen, it's just so foolish for him to do something like that if that's really true, because the man has so much to lose, a family, everything.
You were telling me that he was telling you he had some electrical problems, he was pulling permits. I mean, what was that all about?
No, I was just saying that a lot of work has been done back there. I knew some people that done some work that really wasn't licensed carpenters, but I don't know what they were really doing, because I know he added that structure, you know, he added that on back there since I've been over here, but I don't really know the details of that. I thought the fire probably started from electrical problem with space heaters, you know, and that's all I know. I've just been knowing Ray, and we've been very friendly with one another, and I hate to see something like that happen, you know, and that's how it turned out.
Okay, but this neighborhood, it seems like, you know, I see your properties and I see other properties dotting through this neighborhood. They're trying to pull it back. I mean, this particular property, though, would you say that he was doing a good job keeping it up, or was there real problems with it?
It became problems after he started leasing the store to another owner, another man running the business, where it seemed like he was selling more than just groceries. You know, I was told they were selling 2 marijuana out of there, and then my building actually got shot by 2 people having an argument out here in front of the store back in September.
So it's a very challenging neighborhood, to say the least.
Okay. With the store, the way it's been ran over the last year, you know, with a lot of traffic coming in and out, you know, causing problems for the neighborhood.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks, Billy. We'll talk with you again in a little bit. But again, it is certainly, there's a documented challenge to this neighborhood. And behind me, they continue to try to find some answers to the investigation. We're going to talk with the investigators and see what the latest is there. But for now, reporting live in North Toledo, Melissa Veitch, 13 ABC Action News.
And according to the Lucas County Jail, confirming what Taylor Dungeon told us a little bit ago, Abou-Arab will be in court Monday morning. Stay with 13 ABC for the latest developments in this breaking news alert. We have updates on air, online, 13abc.com, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, earlier today, before these late-breaking developments, more than 100 vehicles lined up early this morning to pay tribute to one of those two fallen heroes. This procession that you're watching right now for Toledo firefighter Jamie Dickman. Everybody lined the road from Toledo all the way to Sandusky, where his funeral took place. Here is 13 ABC's Zach Pitts.
I think it always does show the goodness of people, and I believe in the goodness of people. And while I don't like the circumstances, I'm happy that we can all be strengthened together based on the goodness of people.
A tragedy brought a community together. Today, that community stands together and watches as a fallen hero is put to rest. The funeral procession for Private Jamie Dickman begins in Toledo.
It makes me feel good for their family to know that so many people are here to support them. It's a rough time. It's hard for everybody.
Some wait outside for almost an hour to pay their respects as the procession drives by.
I wanted to show my respect. I have the utmost respect, and I hold firefighters in awe that the things that they do for all of us, and they never hesitate to help us.
These guys give their lives every day. They put their lives on the line, not knowing what they're going to go into, and not knowing if they're going to go home that next morning.
Along the 70-mile journey to a Sandusky church, dozens of fire departments throughout the area lined their trucks to pay tribute to their fallen brother. This department even hanging an American flag on the overpass as the procession goes under. Meanwhile, the flag at the church is flying at half staff. Hearts are heavy as Jamie Dickman is put to rest. Tonight, friends and firefighters are saying goodbye to their loved one. In Sandusky, Zach Pitts, 13 ABC, Action News.
Jamie Dickman was buried at Oakland Cemetery in Sandusky.
And a very emotional night last night at the Seagate Convention Center in downtown Toledo. The Toledo Fire and Rescue Department held the last alarm service for firefighters Mashinsky and Dickman. More than 5,000 people came to show their support, including U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, representatives from firefighter organizations all over the country.
Rest in peace, Steve and Jamie. We love you and we miss you.
We were very honored to bring you that service live on 13 ABC last night, but if you did miss it, there is a link to the entire program at 13abc.com.
They have fed us till we can't eat anymore.
Fire Chief Luis Santiago as he thanked the community for the countless acts of kindness and generosity this past week toward his grieving firefighters. 13 ABC's Christine Long live tonight with how that outpouring of support is still going strong today. Christine.
Lee, as the chief said, Toledo's strong. That is real. And I'll tell you one thing, Toledoans love to cook. It has been an organized effort. They've been delivering warm meals to firefighters at every single fire station across the city since Monday.
I put a couple pieces in at a time.
Jan Rossler of East Toledo is making chicken today for the firefighters at Station 6.
They gotta be nice and golden, but not too, you don't want too dark.
She signed up for the shift on perfectpotluck.com on Monday, the day after 2 Toledo firefighters died while battling an apartment fire on Magnolia off of Huron.
I just felt this is something I could do. I can't do a lot of different things to help, but I can cook.
The Weber family is headed out to deliver cheesy potatoes and chocolate chip cookies to the hardworking men and women at Fire Station 24.
I want to show them that these are the real heroes. It's not the pro athletes or the movie stars. It's the firefighters, the police officers that do this every day, that risk their lives.
That's very humbling. It brings you to your knees.
At last night's last alarm memorial service honoring Private Stephen Mashinsky and Private James Dickman, Fire Chief Luis Santiago thanked the hundreds of people like Weber and Rossler, plus all the restaurants who volunteered in this massive effort to offer condolences through comfort food.
So when they say Toledo strong, that's no lie. That's real. And it's a great thing to be a part of.
Weber and Rossler, like all the others, say these meals are a small piece of gratitude.
I sat there last night and I said, you just have to, tears would just run all the time. I feel so bad for Steve's family and Jamie's family.
I wish there was more I could do as a family, as a community, but just to let them know that we're here for them right now. And if they ever need anything, just let us know.
According to the Perfect Potluck website, people are signed up for these meal shifts for at least one more week, but these folks plan to make this a regular part of their life. No shift necessary. Reporting live, Christine Long, 13 ABC Action News.
And this also just into our newsroom, Toledo Mayor D. Michael Collins issued a response to today's arrest. The mayor says he'd like to thank all the departments involved in the investigation, but he goes on to say that this case is ongoing and must go through the court system, and the mayor says he will not make any additional comments at this time. Traveling back from the funeral in Sandusky of Private Jamie Dickman.
Flurry of events on this Friday. We're going to be back on 13 ABC Action News at 5. Jay has the forecast when we come back.
It's your first new car, or it's your first one together.